the last 2 weeks of summer 2023. It's great. I can already see some decline in power coming in. Actually, the sun is already going down in angle and put some shading on my solar panels here. I'm still making around 60 kilowatt hours per day, so I'm not complaining at all. But the following months will be very interesting to watch. First of all, welcome back to another video here from the off-grid garage in sunny hot Australia. I've got the air condition running in here, and because it's not too hot outside, it is nice and cool in here actually. It really makes a difference. But in today's video, I want to talk about the Seplos BMS again and when it is actually resetting to 100% state of charge. As you know from the Victron Smart Shunt, there are certain parameters which need to be met so the Smart Shunt resets to 100% state of charge and says, well, these are all my criteria I need to meet to say the battery is now full. And every BMS has got different criteria to meet actually to reset to 100%, and sometimes they are not very clear when it actually does it. And the Seplos BMS is no exception here. And unfortunately we have again to distinguish between the older 10C model, which many of you have, and the brand new 10E model with Bluetooth. Different settings, different behavior. Because this information is very important for the next video which is coming, where I talk about the solution I have now set up with my Seplos BMSs and the Victron system to make it kind of work. This was also suggested by some of you guys. So thank you again for all your wonderful and beautiful comments under my videos. Okay, so I have filmed this footage here a while back, and here's all the information you need. Okay, maximum charge voltage is 56 volts. And it always stops 100 millivolt before that, so it will stop at 55.9 volts with charging. So we have to increase, don't ask me why, we have to increase this by 0.1 volts, so 56.1, and then it will charge to 56 here. Don't ask me why. I'm not making this shit up here. So as soon as we hit 56, watch the state of charge. Just wait until we go to standby. So when the current tapers off to 0, standby. There, 100%. Did you see that? Jumps to 100%. And it has nothing to do with the total pressure, high pressure alarm here. This is just what I was playing around with to see if there's a setting. But there's not. Obviously it is 56 volts, and then when the BMS goes into standby, it resets to 100%, regardless what it was. But none of the settings I change has actually an influence on these 56 volts. So it seems to be hardwired in the BMS, the 10C with firmware 2.8. While the Seplos 10E BMS only resets to 100% if either the pack overvoltage protection or cell overvoltage protection kicks in. Only if one of them is triggered, it goes to 100%. There's no other mechanism to reset the BMS to 100%. Isn't that stupid? And then after resetting to 100% state of charge, here in the 10E, it actually loses connection again. What a shit. Come on. Yeah, you can see it actually counts down from 100% state of charge, right? While the 10C BMS was at 58.4 volts as well, but it has not started counting. I think it waits until 56 volts and then it starts counting. So 56 volts is 100% for the BMS. You'll see. So now we should see there, exactly there, voltage goes under 56 and it starts counting down the state of charge. 56 volts is a trigger. Not for the 10E though. Yeah, isn't that a bit crazy, right? So the older 10C BMS has obviously a fixed threshold of 56 volts where it resets to 100%, and if we go over it and then discharge again, it won't count this as a discharge and only starts counting down from this 100% if we go below the 56 volts again. And I have changed all the other parameters in the BMS, but the 56 volts always persist. So it looks like it's a hardwired threshold in the BMS, which cannot be changed or altered or influenced in any way with any other parameters. And please, if you have done testing as well and have other results, please share them down below, because I can only test the hardware I have here. And maybe you've got a different firmware on your 10C, the 2.9 or the older 2.7, or a different setup or something, and you have experience how to reset this BMS to 100% state of charge when the battery is full. Always leave these comments down under the video. It's very, very important and valued information for everyone here in the community. Yeah, and then the new 10E BMS does something totally weird. I have discussed this with Seplos as well, and they have confirmed the 10E BMS will only reset to 100% if it trips. If we have an overvoltage situation, either pack or cell, and then it resets to 100%. So for everyone out there who has set up the Seplos BMS like I have and will show in the next video, your BMS will never reset to 100% state of charge, ever, because you're not reaching this. And quite frankly, we should not reach the trip voltage, right? We should not go over 3.65 volts and trip the BMS all the time during normal operations. This is a safety feature, and this should not be used to reset, to recalibrate the BMS to 100% state of charge. I think this is a fundamentally wrong design with the software. If it triggers at the overvoltage alarm, for example, which we can set freely, you know, that would be a different thing then, and it would be all right. But no, you need actually to trip the BMS with an overvoltage to reset to 100% state of charge. And I'll show you this in the next video as well. If you never recalibrate your BMS to 100%, it will drift more and more over time from the real actual state of charge of your batteries. But here again, if you have any different experience, found out any different stuff, a lot of you guys are testing as well at home, but you don't necessarily have a YouTube channel to share the information, well, share them down below. People are interested, people are depending on your information as well. It's not just me here holding the camera and talking into it. It's you as well leaving your comments. Very important stuff. So anyway, these are the parameters I have found to reset both BMSs to 100% state of charge. I couldn't find any other trigger mechanism in the software and the BMS to do that. So if there is one and I have missed it, please let us know. Okay guys, so far this short video from today. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all your amazing support here on the channel. Thanks for all your generous donations, keeping me cool down here in sunny hot Australia. And until the next video, when we do the final solution with the Seplos BMS and the Victron system, you stay charged, stay safe, and thanks again for watching. See you then. Bye bye.